This trip was supposed to be a 4-day off-road expedition from Slovenia to the Croatian coast, but it ended after 2. The plan was simple: stay off asphalt as much as possible, we started in familiar territory, exploring the Slovenian backyard. Easy gravel roads at first, but terrain changes quickly here. Gravel turned into muddy ruts, and before the journey had properly begun, the underbody and tires were already covered in mud. As the sun started dropping, we reached the first proper mud section. Nothing extreme, but enough to stay careful. You never really know how deep those mud holes really are. So we stopped, walked it, chose a line. One of the Hiluxes had a winch, so recovery was covered if needed. I engaged 4 low and eased into it. Steady throttle, no sudden inputs. The stock KO2 all-terrains, search for grip. They are great in dry terrain, less ideal in mud, but this time they held. And the Toyotas followed with ease. By the time darkness settled in, temperatures dropped below freezing. Shadowed sections turned into hard-packed snow with ice underneath. A completely different challenge. We successfully cleared a few frozen patches, then on one of them the Bronco lost traction and got stuck. We hooked up the winch, recovered slowly and turned around to find another road. On the next section one of the Hiluxes got stuck as well. The road leaned slightly to the right, the surface was very slippery, so we did a slow recovery, no rush. Winter terrain teaches you one thing very quickly: stay patient and take it slow. We finally made it over the snowy area. It felt like no one had driven there in a long time. It was pretty epic. The next day brought strong Bura winds. Fortunately, it was localized. Our final destination remained calm. The ferry carried us to the island and the landscape opened up. We reached our final destination, our 4x4 playground. We climbed, carefully explored side tilts, tested traction. On camera it might not look extreme, but some of those hills and angles were pretty steep. All 3 vehicles reached their limits at some point, but we always had recovery options in mind. If you get stuck, spinning the wheels rarely helps. It only digs you deeper. If you're stuck uphill, reverse out. Let gravity help you, and on a steep hill, always reverse in a straight line. Otherwise, things can go wrong quickly. Driving with friends helped me understand the Bronco's limits much better, what it can do, and where to be smart and leave ego at home. We ended the day with a bonfire and a proper dinner. The plan from there was to continue toward Velebit Mountains. More off-road terrain and more exploration, but that's where the trip changed. My kids got sick, so when you're a dad, priorities are clear. I turned around and drove home on the highway. This trip was the first real test for the Bronco and I'm genuinely impressed with how it performed. It's incredibly fun to drive and very comfortable. There are so many more trips planned, so if you enjoyed this type of content, subscribe because we are just getting started. I'll see you in the next video.